Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 62 of Gains, and this one is titled Confession Number 1. The whole time that Kiri was talking and praising you, Nee was standing there, the smile on her face getting more and more dead as the light behind her eyes slowly faded. Why couldn't that have been her with his arms wrapped around her? Life was so unfair. She zoned out a little as he continued to praise you, and watched as you bashfully took all of his loving compliments without getting a big head at all. She knew that if it had been her in your place, she would have been supercharged on confidence by now. A guy like Kiri, throwing compliments like that, and you weren't even reacting? What kind of emotions of steel did you have? Anyway, would you mind opening the gate for us so that Yin doesn't fall over? Kiri asked, his question smashing down the walls of the emotional protection that she had put up. Sure, she said blandly, and you switched your gaze from Kiri's facial side profile to her. She looked so defeated, and you felt bad for a second. You knew that she liked Kiri, and you also knew that she had probably been trying to pursue him for a while now with no bite from him. That must have been hard. As she got closer to open the gate, you smiled kindly at her. Hey, thanks, you said genuinely. I really love your outfit. It's cute. She looked at you for a second, and then blinked and tried to regain her composure. Thanks, she said back. I liked the colour, and it was on sale. Sales are so good, right? You said as the gate clicked open, and Kiri took a step forwards to help you through. Yeah, defs, she replied. Yin is right. That colour really does suit you, Nee. I think I like it better than your red one, Kiri offered. You smiled to yourself when you saw Nee's countenance brighten. You totally didn't mind him giving her a compliment like that, especially when at the end of the day he was coming home with you and not her. Thanks, she said, acting a lot happier now. Well, there's my good deed for the day. You thought as he said a final goodbye and thank you to her, and then you were off, hobbling out of the gym together and down to the bus stop. I bet she even bought that red one just to try and catch Kiri's eye, poor thing. Now down at the bus stop, you stood there in silence for a second. I'm getting quite comfortable now, you said with a small smile as you looked up at him again, standing side by side at the stop with your arms around each other's waists. I wouldn't mind if we just stayed like this forever, he said with a soft smile, giving you a small glance before bashfully looking away. Hey, Kiri? You said after a moment's silence. I've been wondering. Yeah? He asked. Well, you don't mind my mum calling you my boyfriend, and, you don't mind putting your arms around me? Yeah, I do. I do want to be your boyfriend, he suddenly blurted out, and your head that had been looking down while speaking suddenly snapped up to look at his face. You do? You asked with surprise. Like, you had been getting the hints and you were fairly certain that he liked you, but to hear him actually say it? Yeah, I do, he said again, and your face flushed and tingles shot down your spine. Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? You screamed internally, a big smile breaking out across your face. Can I be? He gently prompted. I would love that, but, I'm just in a bit of a situation at the moment, but can I tell you that I really, really like you too, and I really want you to be my boyfriend, but, he said honestly, your eyes begging up into his. What's the situation? He asked, pulling you into his side a little more. I really, really like you, and I'll be here for you, whatever you're going through. You can tell me anything, okay? I'm just a little worried about how you'll react, you said with a sad sigh. It's just a little tricky. What is it? He asked. You sighed again and stared down at the ground. Please don't be mad, you said softly, crinkling your nose up a little as you prepared to explain the situation to him. I won't be, I promise, he said sincerely. You sighed again. Okay, I'm just trying to play fair. I don't want any awkwardness here, you started. If I told you there was another aggressive classmate who... I know. He told me before, Kiri interjected. He told you? You said with surprise, your eyebrows shooting up so fast you almost got a cramp in your forehead as you swung your head to look at him again. Yeah, Kiri said with a little sigh. I don't know if you remember, but there was a time when you came to my room to ask if I was okay. It was after that class training thing where I was paired with Bakugou. He told me then. I felt really defeated. He's so amazing and manly. I can't compete with him, he said, his arm around you going a little slack as his gaze fell to the ground. Hey now, you're super manly, you're super amazing, and you're the sweetest guy I know. I really like you. To have you as my boyfriend would be amazing. A dream. But can you imagine how awkward that would make things if Bakugou found out? or saw us together holding hands or hugging or... Yeah, I see what you mean, Kiri said. And I really like Bakugou. He's amazing. I do consider him a good friend of mine, even if he is a little hot-headed at times. And vice versa, if he asked me out first, I'd have struggled to say yes to him because I really like you, you admitted. Do you like him too? Kiri asked. You hesitated. You didn't want to lie, but you also didn't want to hurt him with the truth. I feel like he's taught me so much, you started with. And it's like you said, he's a good guy underneath it all. I agree with you, Kiri said, squeezing your side a little more. Bakugou is really attractive, isn't he? So manly. You relaxed a little. It's like he just knew, and he just understood you. Thanks, Kiri. Thank you for not being mad, you said gratefully. Hey, like I said, I'm here to support you, he said again, both of you looking up as the bus turned up. Kiri helped you up onto the bus and sat down beside you, still being overly attentive to your needs. Thank you, he said as he helped adjust you a little. It's no trouble, Yin, he said, almost glowing with happiness. You reached across and patted the back of his hand, and he immediately flipped it so his palm was facing up so that you could rest your hand in his. You did so, gently, warm palm touching warm palm. Both of you were a little bashful to be holding hands, but at the same time, this was a bit of a dream come true for Kiri, and he sighed contentedly as he closed his fingers gently and softly, sliding them in between yours so your hands closed together against each other's. Are the Kiri stands thriving right now, or what? Stay tuned. I am very sure that in a few chapters there's going to be another confession, so you Baku babes out there are just going to have to wait a little bit longer, but it is coming, I promise. I'll see you in the next chapter, 63, tomorrow. See you then.